The hardest part about leaving the U.S. was leaving all my friends behind.
Definitely the warm, soft chocolate chip cookies.
I'm gonna call it a tie between burritos and my dad.
Being uncertain about what Peace Corps was going to be like.
I had an ex-girlfriend for a year and a half. I knew I wasn't going to see her, and I knew we were breaking up, and I knew I was going to be alone in a hut for 2 years to think about it. But then I got a sweet house, so I was alone for 2 years in a sweet house to think about it.
Ice cream and ice. And my family.
Just the fact that I'm not going to be able to see family and friends for more than 2 years.
Leaving my family and all of the comforts of home.
Saying goodbye to all of my favorite foods, like pepperoni pizza, chipotle burritos, chocolate cake, chocolate chip cookies, smoothies, tacos, turkey sandwiches. That's about all.
Family and friends. Missing those moments, the fun moments with your friends and the weddings and parties and whatnot.
When I first got to Guinea, I felt exhausted and really, really excited.
Nervous, because I had no idea what I'd gotten myself into.
I felt like I had been dropped in the middle of a jungle, and it was just like, go, you figure it out, survive.
I felt really intimidated by a lot of the other volunteers who spoke French really well.
My first impression was, where am I? The heat hit me like a ton of bricks. I don't know, overwhelmed. I don't know.
I felt overwhelmed just on the car ride from the airport to the volunteer house, all the poverty. I couldn't take my eyes off the side of the road.
I felt relieved. I was finally here and the goodbyes were done.
Hot and sweaty and excited.
Overly sweaty.
Miserably hot and overwhelmed.
I was just really relieved because finally everything of all the family members and friends saying, where are you going? What are you going to be doing? I'm so proud of you. That was finally all over.
When I first got to Guinea, I felt like I had stepped onto a new planet. The poverty hit me like a brick wall. I couldn't believe people lived like this, but you start seeing the beauty more than the trash and the poverty.
The hardest part about living with my host family was communication.
Eating rice every day.
The fact that they kept trying to feed me 12 times a day.
Speaking French.
Getting sick and having all of the bodily noises and whatever in front of complete strangers.
They were pretty overprotective, and I felt a loss of independence.
Honestly, the food, I lost about 25 pounds in 2 months.
They went to bed early, so the few times I went out, hung out with the other stagiaires, I'd have to come home and bang on the door for a while until they'd let me in.
Trying to fit your schedule into theirs, so it was hard to come back and they want to salivate and you want to do some homework or whatever you have to do or just relax, and they're constantly there. When Peace Corps drove away from my site, I felt like I was completely abandoned, and I don't think I've ever been more scared in my life.
I had Teal's words of, I can't believe Peace Corps lets us do this shit, running through my head.
I felt a sinking feeling.
I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I was all by myself.
I felt heartbroken.
Ready to start being a Peace Corps volunteer, and I had no idea what the next 2 years were going to be like.
I felt overwhelmed. I was all by myself, and I wasn't going to see anyone that I could really talk to for another month and a half.
I was freaked out because I was alone in Africa.
I felt very ready to clean and excited to not be in training.
I was very happy.
I wanted to cry really hard, but my counterpart was standing right there in my hut with me, so I couldn't. But he had a very calming presence, so eventually I felt okay and only cried after he left.
I hyperventilated for a good while and felt completely lost and overwhelmed.
The first thing I felt was, oh shit, and then I felt happy.
One thing I did when I first got to site to integrate was I found a cafe next door to my house, and every night they have, it's cafe noir, so sit around with the guys, drink coffee, watch bad dubbed French action movies, and help me get in with everybody pretty well.
I made a big meal for all my neighbors, and they came over and we had a barbecue, and it was a great time, and I was just one of the family.
I hang out with my family, and by hanging out with them, everyone in my village knew that, had a family, had a place in the village.
Run with the petites every day. We run from my house to the main road and back again. It's about half an hour run.
My favorite thing about site is that for 6 months of the year, I do my laundry on top of a waterfall.
exploring into the bush. It's always fun to discover new places at site.
My favorite thing about my site is palm trees.
It's beautiful. It's jungle paradise.
My vaulted ceilings and my outdoor shower.
The 360 mural that I've painted, it's taken me about 4 months, but it's almost finished.
The favorite thing about my house is running water and the shower. Lucky bastard.
My favorite thing about my site is everything, is my family and my friends and the Malinke and everything. It's a wonderful, wonderful place.
The thing that got me through training was the other stagiaires and Skittles.
Going to the bar in Mafreño.
Definitely the other stagiaires and just laughing. We all stuck together and got through it and became very good friends.
Knowing that being a Peace Corps was nothing like being a stagiaire.
Having the other trainees to talk to and shave Vickies.
Candy. Those big pink red lollipops every payday. Boom, it was game on, and that was a good day.
My host family, my host brother especially, just sit and talk in bad French. He was an amazing person, but just getting to know my host family and letting them know me.
My advice for the new stagiaires would be to try everything at least once.
Learn the local language as soon as possible and bring a lot of music.
The cravings will go away. Cravings of pizza, cheeseburgers, ice cream, all of the delicious fatty American foods.
Save your money for candy.
Bulk up on the Bien Integre shows, like local language and local history and little fun facts about Guinea.
Just smile and shrug.
Maintain your identity. You're going to be trying to fit in culturally with everybody, but, I mean, remember that you're not them. They say in Pula, no matter how long a branch stays in the water, it's not going to become a crocodile. Remember who you are.
Keep smiling and watch out for the Piedmont.
What is JET? JET stands for Je T'endu, meaning I hear you, I understand you. JET is Peace Corps Guinea's peer support network. We have volunteers in every region who have pledged to take your confidential phone calls, make confidential site visits to talk through those rough patches that you will inevitably experience in Guinea. We all have them. JET also plans JET outings, organizes welcome gifts for the new stages, and provides Pod to Panic. So whenever you need to talk, we have operators standing by.